Have you ever sat at the edge of your bed in the morning and wondered what happened to you? You used to wake up ready, firm, alive. But now it's just nothing. No spark, no stiffness, no sign of the man you remember being. You try to laugh it off, tell yourself it's just age. But deep down, there's a quiet ache that no one else sees. I know that feeling well. I'm Dr. Edward. I'm retired now, but for over 35 years I worked as a urologist here in Greenville, South Carolina. I've sat in my office with thousands of men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, some embarrassed, some angry, some close to tears, because they felt like they were losing what made them a man. And the worst part? Most of them were told, that's just getting older. Accept it. Well, I'm here to tell you that's wrong. Because while aging changes things, it's not the real villain. The real problem is something most doctors don't even bother explaining. It's your blood flow. You see, your penis isn't powered by magic or willpower. It's powered by blood. Rich, oxygenated blood filling soft chambers until they're firm and ready. But over time, those blood vessels get stiff. Narrow. Think of them like old pipes in an old house, lined with gunk that stops the water from flowing. And your penis has the smallest, most delicate pipes in your entire body. They're the first to clog, the first to fail. And while you might joke about getting old with your buddies, inside you're wondering, am I done? Is that part of my life over? I want you to hear me clearly. It doesn't have to be, because you can improve blood flow naturally, even after 60. You can reclaim morning erections. You can feel like yourself again. And you don't need to pop pills that give you a 4-hour headache or gamble with your heart. You don't need to accept feeling embarrassed, disconnected, or less of a man. Because there's a way to address the real problem. Not the symptom, not the temporary fix. The actual reason things slowed down in the first place. Now, I want you to do something for me. If this hits home, even a little, go ahead and hit subscribe and tap the bell, because it only gets more interesting from here. And leave a comment below telling me which city you're watching from. I read every single one. You matter. I want you to know that. Because here's the thing no one tells you. When your blood doesn't flow like it used to, it's not just your erections that suffer. It's your energy, your mood, your sleep, your confidence, your marriage. I've seen couples drift apart over this. Men who stop touching their wives out of shame. Wives who think their husbands just don't want them anymore. It's heartbreaking, all because blood isn't moving the way it used to. Think of it like this. If your car sits in the driveway for years, the battery dies. The oil thickens. You don't just turn the key and expect it to roar to life. You maintain it. You keep it running. Your body is the same, especially this part of your body. And yet, when it starts failing, most men just give up. Or worse, they slap on a quick fix that doesn't solve the problem. Those little blue pills, they don't clear the pipes. They just force more pressure through them. It's like turning the faucet harder on a clogged sink. You might get a trickle, but the blockage is still there. And that blockage isn't just hurting your sex life. It's a warning sign for your heart. Because the same arteries that feed your penis feed your heart and brain. If blood can't flow down there, it probably isn't flowing well up here either. I've had patients come to me for performance issues and leave with a referral to a cardiologist because their ED was the first sign of heart disease. That's how connected it all is. But there's good news. Your body is remarkable. It wants to heal. It wants to open those blood vessels. It wants to respond. You just need to show it how. And no, it's not about buying expensive pumps or undergoing risky surgery. It's about learning to use your own hands in a simple, respectful way to stimulate 3 specific points on your penis that can naturally improve blood flow. Points that can literally train your body to remember what it used to do so easily. This isn't some scam. It's basic anatomy. It's physiology. And it works. I've taught it to hundreds of patients over the years. Men who were convinced they were finished. Men who were too embarrassed to talk about it with anyone else. Men who just wanted to feel like a husband again. I remember one man, 67 years old. He sat across from me, head down. He said, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself. I want all my wife again." I taught him these points. I told him to give it a few weeks. A month later, he was back in my office. He smiled for the first time in our sessions. "Edward," he said, "we're holding each other again. That's what this is about. Not teenage lust, but connection, closeness, self-respect. So if you're sitting there thinking, maybe it's too late for me, I want you to stop. Breathe. It's not too late, but you have to be willing to learn, to try, to do something different, because you deserve better than shame. You deserve better than disappointment. You deserve to feel like yourself again. If you're ready, stay with me, because next, I'm going to show you exactly how these 3 points work, how pressing them in a certain way can help restore the blood flow you need for better, more reliable erections, even those morning ones you've been missing. I'll walk you through it carefully, clearly, respectfully, because this is serious, and you deserve real answers. So please, if you haven't yet, subscribe, tap that bell, and let me know in the comments where you're from. Because you're not just watching a video, you're talking to me. And I want you to know, I see you. You're not done yet. Not by a long shot. Your story isn't over. It might just be getting interesting. I want you to imagine this with me. A man walks into my office. He's 62, retired mechanic, hardworking all his life. But when he sits down, he can't look me in the eye. I ask him what's wrong. He sighs. "Doc, I'm failing my wife." His words break my heart because I've heard them so many times before. He explains how he can't get it up in the morning anymore, how the urge is there in his mind, but not in his body, how he feels useless. I feel like less of a man. Now here's the truth I told him, and I'll tell you too. You're not less of a man, but your body has forgotten what it used to do, and it's my job to help you remember. So I showed him the first pressure point. It's right at the base of the penis where it meets the body. This spot isn't random. It's packed with small blood vessels and nerves that feed the entire shaft. Pressing here firmly but gently for about 30 seconds at a time tells the body, send blood here. Open up. It's like knocking on a door that's gotten stiff on its hinges. He looked skeptical. I told him, do this every morning before you shower. Treat it like brushing your teeth. Consistency matters. He did. 3 weeks later, he sent me a message. "Doc." I woke up with it saluting me again. Now, was it like he was 20? No, but it was real. Hard enough to feel proud. Hard enough to feel alive. And that single change, just pressing and massaging that base point every day, was enough to get the blood moving again. Because when blood flow returns, confidence follows. He told me his wife noticed, not just in bed, but in the way he smiled at her, held her hand, stood a little taller. That was just the beginning. But I didn't stop there, because he wasn't the only one. A second man came to see me, 74 years old, widower for a few years. He'd started dating again, and he was terrified. He told me, "I don't want to embarrass myself with her." He was shaking, because intimacy isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's about being seen. And he was afraid of being seen as broken. I sat him down and taught him the second pressure point. This one is halfway along the shaft, along the top side. It's an area rich in nerves that connect back to the pelvic floor, the same muscles that control rigidity. When he pressed there, not hard but firm, he felt a dull ache at first. I explained that ache was tension, years of tightness and poor blood flow. By holding that pressure and breathing deeply, he could actually release those constrictions, like unkinking a hose. He started doing it every evening while listening to music, making it a quiet ritual. It wasn't sexual at first. It was therapeutic. Within 10 days, he called me. "Edward, you won't believe it. I woke up hard, for the first time in years." Just like that. I believed him, because I'd seen it before. This wasn't magic. It was blood flow, nerve signaling waking up. And with that, The old memories of how to respond came back online. Because the body doesn't forget. It just needs a nudge. But that was only the beginning. There was another man, married nearly 40 years. But his wife had started sleeping on the edge of the bed. Not because they were fighting, but because there was no more closeness. He told me, "We don't even try anymore. It's too sad." I asked him if he'd be willing to try something unusual. He nodded. I showed him the third point. It's on the underside of the shaft, near the frenulum if you're circumcised, or just below the ridge if you're not. This is the most sensitive spot, but not just for pleasure. It's packed with tiny blood vessels that need stimulation to stay healthy. When you press and lightly massage there, just enough to feel it, not enough to hurt, it signals the brain to release nitric oxide. That's the compound that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. More nitric oxide, better flow. Better flow, better erections. He was embarrassed at first, but I reminded him, this isn't about getting off. It's about getting well. He practiced it daily along with slow breathing. Within 2 weeks, he told me something that nearly made me cry. "Doc, we fell asleep holding each other again. I didn't even need to finish. Just being able to respond a little changed everything." Do you see the pattern? This isn't about being 25 again. It's about waking up what time has slowed down. It's about giving your body the signals it forgot. These 3 points aren't random. They're anatomical triggers, used for centuries in traditional medicine, proven in modern studies to increase blood flow, nitric oxide production, and nerve responsiveness. But only if you do it consistently. Not once, not twice. Daily, like any exercise. Because that's what this is. It's training for your most personal, most human part. I know this might sound strange, maybe even embarrassing, but I want you to think about the alternative. Waking up every day feeling disconnected, ashamed, lonely, even lying next to someone you love. It doesn't have to be that way. You can change it. You can restore connection, dignity, hope. You just need to be willing to try. So if you're still here, listening to this, stay with me. Because next, I'll show you exactly how to apply these methods correctly, step by step, with all the care and respect you deserve. You're not done yet, not even close. You're just getting started. If this message speaks to you, hit subscribe, tap that bell so you don't miss the next steps, and please tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Because you matter, and you deserve to feel like yourself again.